We see a lot of technology coming into hearing aids. The technology is on both sides. It is on the side, my side of the hearing aid, where I make my adjustments and fine-tune the devices. It can also be on you, the user's side. There are many things that will connect you with your other electronic devices out in the world. We can have Bluetooth adapters, we can have inductive loop systems, we can have FM systems. We even now are starting to use your smartphone, your iPhone or your Android phone to control hearing aids in a way that we never envisioned possible just a few years ago. Really at the core of it though, a good hearing aid does the bulk of the work. Technology is always changing. We can count on that change. I can't predict what's coming up, but we do know that right now we've got things that people can use to improve their ability to hear in ways that we just didn't see 5 years ago, and it's very exciting, and it's constantly changing. We'll keep up with it, and we're happy to sit down and tell you what the cutting edge of that technology is. There are many assistive technologies that we can use to help make a hearing aid better. Probably the most common is Bluetooth technology. The Bluetooth technology is a one-to-one secure communication. We most commonly see this with cell phones. But it's not only in cell phones. The second most common thing that we use are Bluetooth transmitters for televisions. So when you're home watching television, you would just switch over to the Bluetooth mode. Your hearing aid is still active, so you can still hear your spouse, you can still hear the family, you can have a conversation about what you're watching, but the TV comes through nice and clearly. Distance is not an issue. The room acoustics is not an issue. You hear beautifully with those. Cell phone conversations are very clear. You get the cell phone in both ears. It is clean. It is probably the best hearing on a cell phone you're going to have. Even I find that I hear better when I'm using the Bluetooth cell phone adapters. We also have telecoils. Telecoils are an older system that has been revisited. Telecoils use the magnetic field of a telephone, which is why they would call them telecoils, but they really are induction. They're looking at magnetic fields. The newer way to start using them is to, say in a church or a large auditorium, put a wire around the room, and if you sit inside the wire and activate your telecoil, then you will hear the acoustics as they come through the soundboard, and you don't have the echoes and the crowd noise of everyone sitting around you. So they do a good job in large halls of knocking noise down and allowing you to hear just the speaker. FM systems. FM systems are best for one-to-one communication, where one person has a dedicated microphone and they can talk directly to you. So again, that could be at a large venue, a church, a hall. More often than not, we see those in school kids. A teacher will have a microphone, a student has a hearing loss, has an FM receiver attached to their hearing aid, and they hear that teacher as if they were 2 feet from them all day long. So we don't have the distance issue when a teacher turns her back to the classroom to write on the board. The hearing impaired student doesn't lose that voice. The last thing, and probably the least commonly used, are some infrared devices. Those infrared devices are limited by how light your room is that you're using them. They're good in a movie theater because a movie theater, we don't want to, in a multiplex, hear the theater next to us, where FM will go through the walls, infrared does not. But they're really more for home use, for televisions, movie theaters. This technology is changing. We keep up on it. Come talk to us and we'll tell you what the cutting edge is and what the most appropriate devices to use for your loss are.